Morning, guys, from Tampa Bay. Going for a little pre-dawn ride. So what's been going on? Well, it's going to sound like a broken record, but work. Need a friggin' vacation, man. I went out a few hours ago. I had some plans overnight. None of them worked out. But I went out, geez, I don't know, about 2 o'clock, and I was going to do a vlog because I finished up with another big website, real late or early, depending on how you look at it. And didn't really have anywhere in mind to go, kind of like right now, but hey, it's nice and cool out, 82 degrees, relatively cool. Sun's not up, so it feels great. And I get about, quarter mile from the house. Wow. I gotta check these tire pressures when I get home. Feels a little shady. Anyway, I got a low battery warning on my Cena 20S. I just upgraded the firmware on it, so I had it plugged into the computer and went through all that. And what I didn't realize was that it left itself on when I disconnected it, and that was a few days ago, so it was sitting there on my little shelf that I've got for all my USB gear, and it discharged. Didn't even notice it. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna go this way because I don't really feel like dealing with morning traffic. Still kind of tired. So anyway, I went out and I checked out a couple spots that I wanted to check out anyway for photography. And it's a good thing I did, because there's good and bad parts about scoping things out using Google Earth. The one bad thing is it is almost impossible to tell where there are fences or gates. And in this case, I was looking for some waterfront property for, cool scenic shots. And it is just about, like 99.9% impossible to find any good publicly, legally accessible waterfront property off hours, meaning past sunset or before sunrise. Everything is either privately owned, and I know it's not going to show much on the camera, but this jackass up here is almost unseeable because it's actually a lot darker than the camera is showing you guys, and he doesn't have any lights on. It is almost impossible to find anything. It's either, it's just going to sit there like a stalker. Okay. It's either built up or it's a park. And the park's fine as long as you want to go there during the day. But if you want to go for some cool nighttime stuff, like if there's a storm, you want to get some lightning photography, you can't because it's all gated. And this one spot I went to tonight, it was either a condo or apartment complex, can't really tell. And it looked like, it would have been really cool because it's up on a peninsula. And there was a pathway, like a little park right next to the parking lot. And it was looking right out on the water. But the whole thing was gated. You couldn't see that on Google Earth. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll do something cool for sunrise photography. And I couldn't sleep, so I was up at like 4 to 5 a.m. just scoping everything out. All the way from St. Pete, downtown Tampa, up through Pinellas. Couldn't find anything that really wanted me to get out of bed or get my gear, strap it to the bike, yada, yada, yada. And I thought, there's that one spot, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go now, seeing the sky. There were a lot more clouds overnight. Right now, it's almost clear. There's some way out on the horizon. That's about it. Going back to that spot I did the sunrise photography for up by Dade City. Because what I noticed when I was there was a side road. I saw a truck going up of it, and I don't think it was gated. I think it's just like a local dirt road. And it went way up on the hill to the right of where I was. And it looked across everything I was shooting, and that would have been right where the sun was coming up. And if there were a lot of clouds, that would have been an awesome shot. But, as you can see, they're gone. And that is the weirdest looking cloud I think I've ever seen. It looks like skywriting or smoke. Check this out. It's the white one right in the middle of the screen. It's going to look really small to you guys, but what in the heck is that? It looks like squigglies. You see that? Oh, I bet that was the either the Titan or the Atlas rocket that just went up. I bet that's the trail from it, just kind of blowing around. Because that went up just before dawn. Very cool. But anyway, you can see that it would have been the same old, pretty boring looking sky if I had gone, so would have been disappointed. And that would have been an hour-long trip. I'll keep a lookout for that. It'd be really cool if I could time that with a pre-dawn storm, which we occasionally have. But then I'd have to be up all night happening to watch the news to see that. Got some nice color coming up now though, but it's way in the distance. A lot of reds. Very vibrant this morning. Yeah, that's definitely that rocket trail. That's cool. Just good timing, you happen to see it. So I got the bobber kind of apart. Man, I'm gonna pull over. I gotta check this tire pressure. It really feels weird. I mean, it feels like it might be a nail. I don't feel any ticking, but that pressure ain't right. So we'll go in here. Last time I went in here, where are you going, dude? Last time I went in here, some guy broke off the tip of their air machine. So that wasn't good. Let's see if I see anything. No, it's probably just my imagination, but man, you get kind of paranoid. No, it's firm as a rock. Maybe I'm just used to the way the bobber feels now. So anyway, I've had this project going with the bobber for, a couple weeks now. I'm nearing the end, barring anything else happening. Waiting on some parts. Long story short, I'm doing a rotor swap and a brake line swap. Rotor was a little bit warped, just putting on a fresh one, and I'm very sure those stock brake lines were original. So they're going on 9 to 10 years old, should have been replaced twice by now, and they're pretty mushy. So when you hit the brakes, yeah, you got a lot of pull. You got about twice as much play as there should be. So it was time. Anyway, I went with a stainless steel kit, and I go through all the details in the video that I'm in the middle of making, but I ran into some problems, 2 of them as a matter of fact, and that would be 2 bolts that just did not want to come out. Head stripped off of them. But it turned out to be a cool thing, because I found a brand new shop, Coty River Cycles, and they are at, yeah, you know what, might as well buzz by there and just show you the shop. They're not open till 9, but they're up at Main Street and US 19 in Newport Richey. And I was customer number 1. Very first customer of the shop ever. Got up there about 10 minutes after they officially opened, and they got the 2 broken bolts out of my wheel for me. No problem. Nice guys. So we talked a little bit, talked about their shop and TwoWheelObsession. It was funny because I was telling the owner there what I do, and one of his mechanics walks out, the guy that actually got the bolts out, and I had one of my Cigar Obsession shirts on. He goes, "Is your website Cigar Obsession?" And right before that, I was telling the guy, you know, who I am. Man, that feels weird. I mean, it's like tracking these little ruts like crazy. It just doesn't feel right. It could just be that I'm not used to this really responsive tire, because I haven't been riding the FJR much. It just feels weird. So anyway, the mechanic comes out, says that. I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Dude, that's where I know you from." I look at the owner, I can see. He's like, "Oh, you're not kidding." Just waved at a scooter. Stupid scooters, faking me out with their motorcycle-looking front ends. Oh, it's beautiful out until that sun comes up. I wish it was like this all the time. This is my favorite part of the day, either just before or just after the sun comes up or down, twilight. Us photographers call it the golden hour. It's called that for a couple reasons. Number one, it's the time where artificial light matches natural light. So you can have lights on inside a house and take a picture of it from the outside and you see them, because that's matched up. You can do really kind of cool stuff during this time. And the other thing is, at the end of the day, it's called the golden hour because the air and the light actually has a golden hue, and that's from all the dust in the atmosphere from everybody being up and about during the day. So you get a golden hue on whatever you're taking a picture of, and it looks really good on skin tone. So that's why sunset photography looks really good on people. But sunrise photography looks almost as good, just doesn't quite have that golden tint, but it's still a really beautiful soft light. Without any direct sun, you don't have any shadows. You can use reflectors if you just have the sun peeking up, get a really nice balanced light, all kinds of cool stuff. I don't do much people shooting anymore. It's a lot of labor, and obviously a lot of late or early days. Not so much a fan of that anymore. I haven't been down here in a long time. We're going... Oh, I went the wrong way. I was going to take you by that shop. It's back the other way. Yeah, like I said, don't know where I'm going. Yeah, that's so weird. Tire feels fine when you're actually turning. It's just so sensitive. I'll definitely check the pressure though, because it's been about a month since I put any air in it. You know, it seems like I built that bobber a long time ago. I look back, it's only been like 6 weeks. Oh, something is burning. Something reeks. Oh, it smells like a horrid diesel truck. Just pollution. Ugh. You know, why are diesel engines exempt from all the emissions laws that gasoline cars and trucks have to abide by? Around here, it's the redneck way to put freaking stacks on your truck, just belch out as much black smoke as possible. The more you put out, the cooler you are. Yeehaw! Probably this guy right in front of me. Bigger the tires, smaller the wiener. but they just reek. And it's horrible on a bike when you're sitting next to it, a light or something. Yeah, you almost ate shit. He almost pulled right out in front of that guy. I was watching that. Oh yeah, it's him. Oh, that reeks. Oh, of course you have to get in front of me. Oh my god. It is so strong. It smells like paint thinner. Whew. I can do without that. But that's what we got around here. Lots of pick 'em up trucks. Yee-haw. Kids are going to school. School's back in session. The wife is loving her new job, by the way. For those of you not keeping up or new, she transferred out from being a normal teacher to working for Florida Virtual Schools, which is basically like state-run school instead of county, and it's over the internet. And it's a combination of kids that failed a class and had to take something online, and kids that are taking advanced classes to get ahead for college credit, or they're a couple grades ahead, stuff like that. So she's been working at home, and she's still in the kind of training stages. She had a few days there where she didn't deal with kids yet. She was just learning the ropes, and she got fast-tracked because she was learning her job faster than just about everybody. She's been working on calling all the new kids, and they have to go through this big... I pretty much know the script by heart now because I've listened to it a couple dozen times because she's freaking loud. Oh, woman on a phone. Blah, 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 blah. No concept of how a microphone works, and you can talk normally when you have a nice headset on and the microphone is 2 inches from your mouth. You don't need to scream. I can literally hear her on the other side of the house or in the garage when she's talking on the phone. But she's been going through all these welcome calls, getting the kids set up, going through the basic information and that kind of stuff. And I guess the kids have a 2-week trial period where they can opt to drop the course, just like college, and there won't be any penalties. Beyond that, it goes on their record. So she's just verifying everybody's phone numbers and names and what they're taking and why and yada yada yada. And then after that, she kind of transitions. I don't even think she knew exactly what the job was until she started. But it turns out she's basically like specialty support. She's not teaching the kids their curriculum. They have an online thing just like college. So they're watching videos and taking courses that are already pre-made. And what she's there for is when any of them are having trouble, they need some specialized help, she's there to help answer questions and create custom lessons for any kids that need it. So she'll do a handful of specialized videos every month. She's just doing one class. She's doing Algebra 1. That's what she wants to do. So she'll be creating this library of training videos. And she also does live classes, but I think she's only required to do 6 a year, something like that. She can do more. And they encourage you, this is what's cool about it, they encourage you as a teacher to do cool stuff because your pay is based on how well you do. Unlike being an in-person teacher where your pay is bullshit and based on your kids' test scores. Now, it's just ridiculous that anyone would be paid based on somebody else's performance. You know, she was in schools right around here, and I'm sorry, but you get a school full of D-to-D kids that get horrible test scores, and then the teachers suffer for it. That's just wrong, but that's the way it is. So that's the coolest part about this. You are paid based on your own work, and that is completely foreign to the normal education system. The other big thing that's really cool is, not only is this, it's a private company, it's not actually part of the Department of Education, but they are tied into the retirement system, so she didn't lose any of her retirement benefits because she's been in this county for 14 years. It's got a lot built up, so that still fully continues. That was obviously a critical thing. And the other thing was student loan forgiveness. She still has a ton of student loans because she has her master's. And she was in this program where if you teach for so many years, they forgive a huge chunk. I mean, tens of thousands. And she wasn't 100% sure until after she got the job. I made her be sure of it. I mean, I can't believe she didn't before she took the job, but she wasn't. I made her call the loan company, because they're the only ones that have a say in it, and absolutely verify in writing that yes, this still qualifies for the loan forgiveness program. Because otherwise she would be throwing out a year's worth of pay. She can't afford to do that. I can't afford to do that. You know, tacking that on to what she would have had to pay back for student loans. Because she is actively paying, I mean, several hundred a month. She's out of the forbearance time period. She delayed it as long as possible. Don't know why. She's been out of school now for 12 years. So she's not liking student loan payments, but you know what? Should have been doing it a long time ago and gotten it over with. Whatever. It's not my money. Well, here comes the sun. That means here comes the heat. I'm going to run on back home, and first thing I'm going to do is check this tire pressure. I'm waiting on 6 bolts, little bolts that hold the rotor to the wheel for the bobber, and then I will continue with that project. I don't anticipate any further problems with it. Everything's off. I'm just going to bolt on the new rotor and do the brake line swap, which is just basically flushing the brake system again and putting on a couple bolts. And I'll have all the how-tos and details about that. Got most of it filmed, just obviously up till this point. And whenever that's done, should be like probably another 4 or 5 days. The parts have not shipped yet. I got a pre-ship notice overnight, so they should be actually leaving Bike Bandit's warehouse this morning. I think they're in California, not 100% sure, but they're not exactly local. I've ordered a bunch of stuff there before, and I want to say it takes 3 or 4 days. So maybe by the weekend, as long as they get here by Friday or Saturday. But I got a lot of work to do in the meantime. Just want to get this ride in because I just haven't had time. I get one job done, and in between just working on the job, I get 1 or 2 more in. I keep raising my prices, and people keep taking it. I want to get to that point where they start to say no, because I don't like being so swamped. I have 5 sites I'm in the middle of right now. Now, most of it's waiting on clients, but they come in rushes. And you know what? Part of working for yourself is it's supposed to be a little bit more fun. Well, this is becoming just straight up work. And I want to get back to the fun part. That's it, guys. Hope you all have a great day. I'm going to get some breakfast, get some coffee, do some more work, and I'll see you next time.